Good afternoon. This is Refined Rose back with another video. Hi, kings and queens, gentlemen and ladies. Leaving our abuser can trigger a lot of emotions. And what I mean by that, since I left my abuser, I've been subject to so many investigations for fraud. I'm a disabled veteran, and I receive benefits through the Department of Veteran Affairs. 100% disabled. I have a heart condition. I had to have open heart surgery in the military. So I have been receiving disabled veteran benefits since I've been out of the service. I think that's been over 16 years ago I've been retired. And I also receive Social Security benefits. So the husband that I escaped from got pissed off because I filed for a divorce back in August of 2024. Since I filed for that divorce, it irritated his demons inside of him. So what he did was he contacted the Department of Veteran Affairs and fed them a whole bunch of information that I was defrauding them. And even though in the end, it was proven that it made no sense that I was defrauding the Department of Veteran Affairs because I have multiple medical conditions making me disabled. One being my heart condition that's very severe, that couldn't be fixed when I was active duty. So that's why they had to retire me early. He also said that I was using him to obtain benefits. Even though that stuff is not true when they report, they still have to look into it because it was a report. And they have to, and investigators are assigned to look at that. Even if the VA doesn't react, they can call the state, y'all. They can file a false reporting in the state that you are in and tell the police department that you are defrauding the federal government. So I've been the subject of many investigations. So now they're so used to my sixth husband's tactics, they kind of laugh it off. And when they call me, they're like, I'm just gonna say the name I use for my YouTube channel, and Rose is one of my names that I go by. It actually is my last name. So they're like, Refined Rose, we got another report. It's really no need to us to do an investigation because you've been investigated by us so many times now. But this is the report. Your husband is saying you're defrauding the federal government, and he can't get the VA to act on his behalf to open up an investigation because you're defrauding the federal government by using his name, and you're obtaining benefits using his name. But we have to document it, that we have to document that we've made contact with you. So after I explained the situation, I didn't even have to explain it, but I just told the investigator anyway, I'm used to being investigated. I'm used to false reporting, and none of it's true. I was in the service. I did my time in the service. I retired from the service, and I have a medical condition that I'm in and out of the hospital for. So I'm not defrauding the federal government or the Department of Veteran Affairs. So that lie did not work, and that angered him. So the next thing he did was him and multiple people, and I'm assuming it's him because that's the only person that I know of that's pissed off at me because I walked away from the abuse that I was receiving in our marriage. So that didn't work. So he did false reporting to Social Security and told them I was working 40 hours a week having a mobile fragrance company selling oils. Now, I remember being followed and watched when I would go get something to eat. And I was watched for months. They couldn't find anything. So eventually I went into hiding. I left that property and I went into hiding at this new residence. but I still had a property in Turl. So I would go back periodically and check the mail in Turl, because I didn't do a change of address or anything, because I don't want him to find me. But what I did do is get a P.O. box. So I went back to Turl and checked that mailbox. Indeed, Social Security had been watching me. And they sent me a letter saying that they needed to know more about my business for mobile fragrance, that I was out working and selling and having people come into the house. So when I came back to my hiding spot, I called them and they said, yes, we got a report on, I think it was August the 30th of 2024, that you've been working, and we don't see any evidence of that. We haven't had any evidence of that. Are you working? And I said, no. I said, it's really weird, because I think it was August the 29th. We went to court. My husband took me to court, had his family members take me to court, and they felt like the outcome was ruled in my favor. So they were upset due to the outcome. So the next following day, they called Social Security and reported that I was working 4 times, 40 hours a week. And they're probably thinking, because I have Medicare too. And, I don't know if Social Security and Medicare talk or not, but I brought that up. I'm in and out of the hospital. There's no way that I can work with my heart condition. Sometimes the least amount of stress can put me in the hospital, and my blood pressure is uncontrolled and they can't get it down. Even with medications, they have to keep pushing emergency medications in the hospital that are not safe for me when I get stressed out. So when you're leaving your abuser, they can use tactics such as lying to authorities to put you under investigation. But don't fret. Don't be alarmed. Answer the questions of the investigator, of the authority figure that's asking you questions, and let them know that you just left an abusive, toxic relationship, and that you believe that it's them or their family members calling and doing this false reporting. Because the reason I believe it was them is because I was in isolation in that property in Turl, and I didn't talk to anybody except him or his family members. And so when I left, it triggered something within him. So he and his family members band together and did all this false reporting, and had all these different investigators calling me to get in touch with me, wanting to come talk with me. So just don't fret, my loving lights. When you leave an abuser, it's probably going to trigger something, and they probably want your flow of money to stop, so you can become homeless, or so you can become in a dependent state and want to call back on them and plead with them to stop harassing you. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Keep on going. Keep on pushing. Keep on telling your story. Keep on telling investigators what's going on. Keep pushing. We can make it. God is on our side. People like them, the evildoers, the naysayers, they never win in the end. That's all I have for now. Refined Rose out. Bye for now.